Welcome all of my Eclipsean wolves to After Hours. So this is a game made by Snowy Ray on itch.io, and it dropped like last night. So this is first play, first download, all that. It's gonna be really fun. Should I say my name is Valkyrie or Eclipse? Nope, it's gonna be Eclipse. Even though, yes, we do indeed have an altar named Eclipse who is indeed in front. They are effective from Security Breach. They wanted to see what this game is because they absolutely... Well, they've got the personality of Sun. They love little things made by the community. And, but just because we have an altar named Eclipse does not mean we are changing our collective name. It is still going to be Eclipse. But you guys could always also call us Valkyrie. Just never call us Val. That is a boundary, and if you do so, we will A, ignore you, and B, probably correct you. And then ignore you. Oh my. ... Eclipse. Eclipse, wake up. No sleeping on the job. I jolt awake, a bright light hid in my eyes and someone's hand on my shoulder. Vanessa, go away. I was sleeping. While I block it out with my arm, Vanessa finally turns off her flashlight and lightly scoffs in annoyance. Yeah. How long was I asleep at this table? Lowering my arm, I have a small toolbox in front of me and my phone is resting where I had my face laying down. Its shape is probably imprinted onto my face right now. Probably, and I hate when that happens because it's so embarrassing when you have those imprints in public, because it just means that you were indeed so deep asleep that you practically put all of your weight into whatever you were laying on. And it's just, ooh, super annoying. Super annoying. Anyway, let's continue. Good Lord, Eclipse, when was the last time you slept? I don't know. Vanessa sighs. Whatever, no one's here but us anyway. I'll keep quiet if you do your job, alright? Yeah, sure. Alright, get to it. I don't know why I've decided Vanessa is going to be a little bit of a jerk, but I have. It was just... I don't know, it's what I decided. That, and after a little bit, some of the things she said did kind of seem like it came off jerkishly, so we're just gonna stick with that. Vanessa walks off as I stand up and stretch, feeling my joints pop when I raise my arms above my head. Deciding not to waste any more time, I pick up my toolbox and phone before heading through the massive doors leading into the daycare. The daycare's bright lights and rainbow colors are practically blinding compared to the rest of the Pizzaplex. Or maybe I just haven't fully woken up yet. Time to get this over with. I open a panel behind the desk and cringe at the mess of wires on the wall. As much as I wish I could, I couldn't rush through it. I can't rush through this. I'll have to deal with each generator one at a time. Whatever, if it means I get to go to sleep sooner, I'll do it. Click the end of each cable in the correct order to proceed. Cable 1. Right here. I don't like how it puts it in the way of everything, but okay. Cable 2 seems to be this one. Haha. Cable 3 is this one, which means 4 is this one. Standing back up, I stretch again, palms on my back as I let out a tired sigh. Hello. That is until I hear the faint sound of what I think are gears and other mechanical bits turning, followed by something landing in the ball pit near the back. I'm pretty sure it's just the daycare attendant. After all, they should be the only other thing in here, and the small stage leading into their room is directly above the ball pit. Right back there. So cute. Now that I know a lot about them, the staff hasn't hadn't said much. Oh wait, not that I know a lot about them. The staff hasn't said much. And since I'm still new here, I haven't even met them yet. Nor have I met the other animatronics, like the Glamrocks or DJ. Oh, but they're so cool. I loved DJ's design. DJ looked so cool. And the amount of times I played MatPat's Music Man remix, I don't remember who made it, is absolutely amazing. I even showed it to my sibling and they found it hilarious. So now anytime I see Music Man, I have to recreate how MatPat did it and just go, Music Man! Because it's too funny. Anyway, most of the robots I've gotten acquainted with have been the staff bots all over the building. I start walking to the ball pit, scanning it for signs of movement as I stand on the edge. That is Intel. Hello! That sure was a thing. It was really cool design, really cool. I loved it. Was not expecting it one bit. I mean, I kind of was. I was expecting him to pop up, but I was not expecting him to quite literally be in my face. I was expecting him to pop up kind of how he is now, but that was a nice surprise. Oh, hey there, friend! I don't remember seeing you around. Are you new here? I'm not good at voice acting. Something or someone jumps up in front of me and I'm suddenly lifted off the ground. Why must you pick us up? Before I can even answer, I notice his eyes turn a light blue color. Scanning me? I'm stunned into silence, staring at the robot in front of me as he steps out of the ball pit, holding me from underneath the armpits as if I weigh nothing. I'm pretty sure having met... His hands are so nimble, so it shouldn't hurt too much, or at least they look that way. But the idea of having basically metal cylinders, skinny or not, that's basically like having a skinny metal pipe shoved under your armpits and being the only thing holding you off the ground. I'm pretty sure that is going to hurt a lot. Anyway. Yeah. Ooh, son. I got a son. I don't remember what he asked. Oh, wait, did he ask if I was new here? Yes. Oh, that's so fun! It's not every day I see a new member of staff here. It gets pretty empty when all the kids go home, you know? I'll definitely have to get used to how energetic this guy seems. He finally sets me back down, making sure I'm able to stand on both feet before letting go. Son is such a sweetheart. Yeah, or thanks, and yeah, I'm new here. Just finishing up my first week, actually. Ooh, and how's that been? Good, I hope. And yeah, it's gone pretty smoothly so far. I start walking back to the desk, but the tall robot decides to follow me. By the way, could you tell me your preferred name? My name's Sun, but people will come up with all sorts of nicknames. The fact that he's asking for your preferred name. LGBTQ ally. Yes, love it. Also, sorry for the weird screen that you guys get. I have this windowed so that way it will help with recording, and that's just how it looks. I cannot fix that because if I make it bigger for the actual game to fit the screen, you get the black border around it protruding out of my little gaming scene screen, so I will not be fixing that. Like Sunny, Sunray, Sundew. Some of the kids even call me Sundrop, like the candy. Oh, not gonna lie, I thought your name was Sundrop until now. Oh, that's fine. A lot of people do that, and the name kind of stuck over time, which is fine by me. I do hope the energy difference is kind of showing off. Eclipse is definitely having fun voicing Sun, and probably Moon. I think Moon's gonna indeed come into this, seeing as it's called After Hours. So that's going to be a lot of fun to voice both of them. I am trying to like match their voices while also giving it my own kind of twist because I don't voice act. Cool. My preferred name is Eclipse, by the way. Well, it's great to meet you, Eclipse. I can't help but smile a bit. I've been smiling this entire time. This is like, oh, so cute. But duty calls, so I make my way to one of the computers on the desk. I can faintly see his face reflected on the screen as he watches what I'm doing. Oh, Sun, no, please. Don't look over my shoulder. I hate when people do that. It pisses me off. Well, not truly. It just highly annoys me because I don't like people looking at what I'm doing. I like having my privacy, especially on stuff that I'm doing. Though I'm quite literally recording, so less privacy right now. If people were looking over my shoulder, it would be less of an issue, though I would still be annoyed by it. Only because, again, I don't like people looking over my shoulders. What you need the lights off for? I have to test all the generators in here to make sure they're working. Whoever messed with them last time, left them a mess, so I have to do it one at a time. Considering how wordy he's been so far, for such a short answer, her tells me something's up. Then again, I just met the guy. I could be overanalyzing. Something wrong? No, just noticed how tired you look, that's all. I'll be right back. Gonna get something for you. What? Why? Just something to help carry you through the night. Judging by how many wires and generators you have to deal with, I have a feeling you might be here for a while. Fair enough. Sun smiles before walking off somewhere. I love the little, like, drawn moon. It's so cute. It looks like a child would have drawn it. I put it in the command to turn off the power in the daycare. Is the sun gonna turn to a moon when the lights go off? It does! Oh, I love that. I don't know if you guys heard me just clap now, but yeah. The music once playing from the speakers on the ceiling comes to a halt, silence blanketing over the massive daycare as the computer screens become my only light source. Removing my flashlight from my belt, I turn it on as I start making my way through the play structures, since that's where the generators are located. For some reason. Yeah, because it's smart to put them in the play structures where, yes, gameplay-wise, it was smart because it was your only real, like, safety from Moon until you got to, like, the third generator where you started crawling through the play structures, and it's terrifying. But logically, it doesn't make sense. Why would you put them in the play structures where kids are always running around? The generators feel like something you would much rather have, like, behind the security desk, seeing as kids aren't allowed to go back there. Anyway, let's continue. It's eerily quiet as I try finding the structures with the structure with the first generator. The lack of true ambience forces my footsteps to echo. The glowing red light of one of the generators enters my sight, so I continue on. Somewhere above me, I hear gears turning. I shine my flashlight towards the ceiling, only to see nothing's there. Sun? Oh. I forgot, it only puts text in the center of the screen when you have to click on it. Sun? I flinch at the noise, frantically shining my light to see what's there. That didn't sound like Sun. Sun, oh, hello. Sun, are you there? Hi. I've dropped my flashlight, and I'm sitting on the ground after stumbling back from being startled. I don't blame you. I would too. In front of me is the robot I've seen on the Moondrop posters, giggling hysterically. Oh, ha ha ha. Very funny. Jerk. He seems proud of himself. Jerk. I sigh, picking up my flashlight, and get back to continuing what I was doing. Well, if I wasn't awake before, I definitely am now. He finally stops laughing after I say that. He makes a noise that sounds like he's clearing his throat before he starts following me. Sorry for the scare. I can't do a moon voice. Hold on. Sorry for a scare. I couldn't help myself. I can't do his voice, so we're just gonna stick with that. Sure. I take the first path into the play structure I see. Hoping to find the first generator sooner rather than later. You're going the wrong way. I am. I turn around and he has his arms crossed and he's leaning as he leans against the structure. Yep. I could lead you to the generator if that would make you feel better. I think about it for a second. If this guy has anything like Sun, hopefully he actually means what he says. Fine. I crawl back out of the structure and he starts leading me to a different path. He clearly knows his way around since we find the generator rather easily. There you go. Oh, I didn't even do his voice. Hold on. There you go. I don't like his voice. It doesn't sound like him and it's annoying to me. Not like I'm gonna sound like any of them, but I feel like I hit Sun's voice a lot better than I do Moon's voice because I can't go that deep without killing my throat, and I don't want to kill my throat. He sits beside me as I go to turn it on, his glowing red eyes watching me as I do my job. Maybe it's just me, but don't you think those red eyes are kind of intimidating for a daycare attendant? Yes, I've been told that before. It was a bug that made them look like this. But that's been resolved. The red eyes stuck, but they're not hurting anyone. I don't like his voice. I feel like I'm changing his voice while I'm talking, and I don't like it. Fair enough. The red head does look kind of cool with the blue and white. Why, thank you. I need to deepen my voice, but I can't. I roll my eyes, a faint smile on my face. Now that I think about it, I never told you my name, did I? I already know. It's Eclipse. I want to do this voice so bad, but I can't. Oh, did Sun tell you? In a way, we technically are the same. I'm gonna stop trying to do a voice for him because I can't. And it makes Eclipse, aka, fictive Eclipse, so sad because we can't get our voice deep enough. Nope. What does that mean? We are the same body, I mean. Sunny, he can still see and hear everything that's going on as we speak. Huh. So he was in on the prank too. No, he's still lecturing me for it. Of course he is. Why would Sunny be happy with Moon scaring kids? Actually, I kind of think Eclipse, aka Alter Eclipse, is a subsystem where we have Eclipse, but the subsystem holds Sun and Moon. And I think that's actually really cool. I think that's true. I'm not 100% sure. But if it is true, it's really cool. Mainly because I don't think we've ever had a subsystem yet. Well, maybe Vanessa. I don't think Vanessa actually is a subsystem because it would just be her other half. So I don't think she's a subsystem. But I do think Eclipse might be. Serves you right. I was just messing with you, but if you want, I won't do it again. For now. Don't. Oh, I love that. Moon. AK, I love this. I love my Moon. I love my little Sun and Moon boys. Moon laughs a bit, leaning back against the wall of the structure. Also, this art, chef's kiss. I do think you should continue with that job of yours, though. Right on it. Focusing back on the generator, I flip the switch and watch as the red headlight on the device turns green. Well, looks like that works. I flip it again before making my way back out of the structure, and I hear Moon following close behind. Oh, I just realized, because it randomly popped in my head. Yellow for sun, blue for moon. My theme fits with them. I was not aiming for that, but now it's perfect for the game. Standing up straight, I attach my flashlight to my belt before stretching my arms above my head. I sigh, arms dropping back to my sides. As I go to turn the lights on from the desk, I hear the lights turn on back on, and the music of the daycare start playing as I turn around and flinch at the sight of Sun already there, smiling brightly. Hello again! Hey, so you two just switch out whenever you need to? Nope, it depends on whether the lights are on or not. I'm in charge when the lights are on, and Mooney's in charge when they're off. I still don't like that how he decided to scare you, though. Weirdly enough, the sight of him irritated with his arms crossed is weirdly endearing. Hey, don't worry about it. I'm over that. I'm over it. Over that. Whatever. Sun just pouts, turning his head away from me. I smile at the sight. Ah! The pouting Sun just sounds so funny and adorable. And yes, I'm gonna gush at them because I am a child and I absolutely adore them. Like, if I could basically adopt them as my children, I would. Without actually doing anything parentally, because Sun would do that. But I can adopt them and Sun can do the parenting part. Why do they keep the generators in there anyway? Don't you think it would be kind of dangerous to keep the generators in the place kids would be playing in? Oh, well, that's just a temporary thing. They've kind of been out of commission, so thankfully they couldn't hurt anyone anyway. And when exactly are those things getting moved? Sun looks like he's about to respond, but goes silent for a minute. I can literally hear the gears turning in his head. He just shrugs. Well, isn't that reassuring? I turn back to the desk so I can keep track of my progress. On it is a short checklist to keep track of how each generator is working. Adorable! I start looking around for a pen when Sun sticks his head in front of my face, holding one with a cute little dinosaur on the cap. I love it! And I love this. It's so adorable. Here you go. I smile at the gesture, taking the pen so I can mark my progress. Thanks. Alright, here we go again. I go back to the cables, sighing at the tangled mess as I have to deal with it. Oh, I can't. Oh. Okay, let's see. Up, down, this way, and loops. Haha. Oh, you can't even see the fucking there. Yes, I'm annoyed. You can't even see this. So you just have. That was the music. Okay. 3 up, down, right here, which means this one is 4. Okay. As I go to turn the lights off again, I hear music blasting from somewhere else, which is weird since usually the radio is off when the pizza plex is closed for the night. Oh, I'm just now realizing how loud that was, all because of the fact that my headphones were turned down for some reason. Any idea what that music is? That's the DJ. He makes his own music, so it's not out of the ordinary to hear it during the night when everyone's gone home. I'd love to be friends with him, but I'm too busy leaving this place most of the time. Oh, but I'm too busy to leave this place most of the time. I swear, guys, I can read. Really? Yep. When was the last time you left this place? Okay, well, hold on, no. Okay, well, oh my god, that's a preppy teenage snotty person. I did not mean to do that. Okay, well, technically, I've never left it. But every hour when the power gets routed, Mooney goes on patrol around on the Pizzaplex to make sure we don't get any intruders. He says the DJ makes his for good company. I rub my eyes, feeling my lack of sleep catching up with me again. The stress of a new job is really taking a toll on my sleep schedule, I think. Why do they need Moon to patrol the place? Introduce. Why did Moon? What? I can speak. Why do they need Moon to patrol the place? Isn't that what the staff bots are for? The staff bots help alert Moon to anything or anyone that shouldn't be there. I can speak. I let out a yawn as I go back to the computer. That's cool. Switching the lights off, the daycare once again ascends into mostly silence. I hear gears whirling behind me as Moon hums silently. Still tired, Eclipse? He's gonna be the edgy teen, and that is his voice. Still tired, Eclipse? Oh boy, what gave that away? You look like you're gonna pass out. I don't have a good voice for Moon, and it irritates me, but, you know, we'll just work. I wish I could. I hear Moon step away for a minute. Yawning again, I take my flashlight off my belt as I start to approach the play structure, stopping once I'm a few feet away from the desk. I wait for Moon to come back, since I have a feeling I'll get lost if he doesn't help me with finding the other generators. Hearing the sound of gears whirling above me, I point my flashlight towards the ceiling. He's easier to find this time, probably because he's not trying to startle me again. He lowers himself to the floor, a long cable hooked onto his back from the ceiling. So that's how he flies around the place. There you are. Here, take this. He holds out an already open soda can for me to take. A grape-flavored Fizzy Faz, to be specific. Which one is grape-flavored? Orange, sour lime, pink, and... Oh, grape is Roxy's. Oh, yeah, he handed me a Roxy flavor. Even though, apparently, the bottled Fizzy Faz that has come out, in stores apparently happens to be, just tastes like Coke. I really want a pack. I want to taste the Fizzy Faz myself, but I don't know where to find them. Thanks. No problem. Sunny meant to get it for you earlier, but I had something different in mind. He had a smug grin on his face. That is scary to think about. What is Moon planning? Yeah, you decided to scare me half to death. Come on, live a little. I roll my eyes. That's not scary, hearing the mechanical noises randomly in my left ear. I roll my eyes and take a long sip of a carbonated heart attack in a can. Checking the watch on my other hand, I see it's already nearing 1 in the morning. For the hour I've spent awake, I've gotten surprisingly little done. Great. You want to help with the other generators or what? Moon's expression didn't change. He just stares at me for a moment before speaking. You sound exhausted. I am exhausted. Shouldn't you take a break then? I take another sip of soda, raising an eyebrow. And do what? Well, I have my hourly patrol to take care of. You could always tag along. I can't. I need to be working, or... Yeah, you know what? Sure. Moon points! Yay! You know what? Yeah, sure. Just as long as Vanessa doesn't see me, I guess. Moon's smile grows ever so slightly at my statement, but it seems like more of a genuine smile than his gremlin look than his gremlin look. Yes, Moon is definitely a gremlin. I doubt that will happen. The Pizzaplex is a big place, so the chances of her running into us are rather small. I know, but still. Trust me, it won't happen. Besides, you need to take it easy for a while. You look like you'll pass out if you stand here for too long. I'd love to if I didn't have a job to do. The cable's still attached to his back. Moon hovers ever so slightly above the ground before approaching me. Not right now, you don't. Without another word, Moon wraps his arms around my torso before the cable lifts him up and at least 40 feet above the ground. Holy! Panicked, I cling onto him as I stare at the ground far beneath us. Moon, do not drop me! Moon doesn't seem to react, simply navigating through the air, carrying me with him. Okay. Don't worry, I won't drop you. You better not. Moon clearly knows this place like the back of his hand because it only takes around a few minutes for us to reach the auditorium. With the giant holograms of the Glamrocks still active despite the Pizzaplex being closed for the night. We pass over a few security bots who pay us no mind. Occasionally, one will look up at us and then continue on with the same blank expression as every other bot. I eventually start to get used to it being this high off the ground. Moon says nothing as he scans the area for intruders, thankfully seeing nothing out of the ordinary. Moon lands on a railing on the 3rd floor of the auditorium, likely he about to change directions and head somewhere else. Boom! Okay then. That is until an alarm starts blaring from one of his speakers and he suddenly turns to look in a different direction. Hopping off the railing, Moon sets me down before hovering off the ground again. Stay here. One of the staff bots alerted me to an intruder. Before I can get another word in, Moon leaves, pushing off the railing to give himself a boost as he flies off. But sighing, I look up when I see a staff bot looking at me, seemingly confused. Just guessing by the way it stopped and tilts its head when it sees me. It's hard to tell what these guys are thinking when they basically can't emote. I mean, yeah, they only have eyes. But they still have a speaker to talk. You'll tell me if Vanessa's nearby or you saw nothing. This one. You'll tell me if Vanessa's nearby, right? The bot stares. I stare back. I nod in understanding before going to sit in one of the booths at El Chips. Staring at the menu on the other side of the small restaurant, I remember something important. I haven't eaten anything since, this morning? Maybe that's why I feel so out of it. If only I could inhale the pictures of food on the wall. I try the next best thing and search behind the counter for basically anything that's edible. I find an open bag of nachos. Good enough. I head back to the booth, opening the bag of chips and eating my makeshift lunch. If the nachos are nacho flavored but don't have cheese, maybe I'll eat them, but I'm not the biggest fan of nacho flavors, honestly. Peering back into the atrium, the bot isn't there anymore. From where I'm sitting, it looks like the number of staff bots around seems pretty sparse in general. Maybe they're gone to wherever Moon is. Not that I know where he went in any way. I don't think much of it, simply continuing to fuel up on chips while listening to the droning ambience of the many bright lights in the atrium. Ringing. I can feel my ears ringing from the silence. That and the sound of me eating the chips alone becomes deafeningly loud. The lack of ambience is almost unbearable. Standing up, I go to throw away the now empty chip bag, one hand on my head as my vision goes blurry for a moment. Walking back to the railing, I lean against it, looking down and squeezing my eyes shut as I try to quell this nauseating feeling. Please ringing, please don't make me actually nauseated in real life. That would suck. It's giving me a headache. When I open them again, my vision is still fading in and out while a strange red overlay seems to wash over for what little I'm still able to see. Stumbling back, I look around for one of the staff bots for help, disoriented by whatever is happening to me. But instead of a staff bot, what I vaguely see approaching me from the right is a gray humanoid silhouette with two bright red eyes fixated on me. Startled, I make a run for the stairs, hoping to find a staff bot somewhere nearby. My vision still hasn't fixed itself. In fact, it's gotten worse as I misstep and tumble down the first short flight. Oh, you fell down the stairs. Ow. That sucks. I force myself back up using the railing for support before something grabs the back of my shirt. Fly back. I let go and try to swing at whoever grabbed me. Missing, dude. Oh, I should have remembered that. I should have been a little bit smarter. I bump into the other railing before being dragged back up the stairs by one of my arms, my attacker having an iron grip on it. Ooh, creepy. The design of Vanessa, though looking like it is missing some coloring, looks amazing. Looking up, I see someone clad in a gray bunny costume, bright red eyes staring down at me with an eerily large, unmovable black grin. Let go, you... The sound of my voice is completely drowned out by the strange sound in my ears. The face of the person fading in and out as my sight continues to worsen by the second. Reduced to a ragdoll, it gets harder and harder for me to try and escape as I'm dragged back to L-Chips. The ringing is overpowered by the sound of my own heart pounding in my head. We're nearing the kitchen at the back of this small restaurant blocked off by metal doors. I'm running out of time. I try to kick my attacker, but they seem unfazed, using just one arm to drag me back as the other one wields a large kitchen knife. They're gonna kill me. I'm just barely able to cling onto the corner of the counter, trying to buy whatever time I can. I try calling for anyone to help me, unsure if I can even be heard as my grip on the counter starts to slip. My attacker has both hands on the back of my shirt and is pulling hard. One of my hands slipped from the counter. I can't hang on for much longer. I'm gonna die. Moon, help me! My hands slip from the counter and I'm dragged back. I'm practically clawing at the floor, but the costume stranger yanks me back before pushing open the door to the kitchen and throwing me in. There's no lights on in here, so I'm almost completely drowned in darkness as I land on the cold tile floor, save for the small beam of light coming from behind the door. Looking behind me, I see that bit of light start slipping away as the attacker's silhouette starts to merge with the darkness, their red eyes being the only thing I see. For that, they probably should have kept the eyes a little bit brighter. That would have definitely held with what's being said here. And probably the last thing I'll see. The beam of light from behind the door floods back in the room, and the great rabbit is nowhere to be seen. My vision starts to clear up as I look towards whatever landed nearby. Hi. A different pair of red eyes looks back at me and lunges at me before two similar robotic arms grab me and pull me back out of the kitchen and into the atrium. I'm sorry, if I just had Vanny attack me and the last thing I see is two bright glowing red eyes, and as my vision starts to slowly fade back in, I still only see, yes, two different glowing red eyes, but still two glowing red eyes. My first instinct isn't let it get me. My first instinct is get away. I hope. I can't 100% be sure on that, but that is what I'm sure that my instincts should be. I can finally see clearly, and the ringing noise is completely replaced by my racing heartbeat. Flying back from the atrium to the daycare, Moon's grip on me is so strong that he's on the verge of crushing my spine. Moon, My posture may suck, and my spine may be on the verge of pain every day, but please, do not break my spine. He finally starts to slow down as we pass over the daycare wall, the once eerie silence hanging over us. He makes a smooth landing on the floor, the cable on his back unhooking and retreating back to the ceiling as I'm placed on the ground. He doesn't let go, though. It almost feels like his arms are shaking. Or maybe that's me. I can't see his face. His silhouette, head in a way. He's slouched in a way where my head is almost resting on his shoulder, and he's staring at the floor. His arms finally loosen as if he just had out a relieved sigh before letting go of me. I, myself, can't find words for what just happened. Whenever I open my mouth to speak, my mind completely blanks. Instead, I drop to the floor. My fight or flight is still kicked in, and my hands are shaking uncontrollably. Moon's expression darkens slightly. Does he want to say something? His faceplate turns slightly, and he walks over to something on the floor a few yards away. My flashlight. He silently picks it up and returns it to me. I'm pretty sure I can hear his fan's revving up, and he looks like he's in deep thought. He sits down in front of me, resting his faceplate on the palm of his hand. Did she hurt you? Hold on. Did she hurt you at all? I fidget with my flashlight a bit. Battery's dead. No, thank God. Good. I'm sorry for not being there sooner. I keep forgetting to do a voice for Moon. He's definitely a more protective one, so I need to give him a more protective voice than the creepy that I've been giving him. You should. It's fine. You could have died. Well, I didn't. You still showed up quickly enough that it didn't happen, so... Barely. Why do you care so much anyway? I basically just got here and... Well, you barely know me. This is my job. I don't just look after the kids that come in and out of the daycare. Everyone that steps into this building is my responsibility. And now, that includes you too, Eclipse. I'm sorry, I keep laughing slightly in my head. A, because I want to smile and enjoy this game, but at the same time I want to give the voice acting, like, actual good props. Even props for me? Yeah, right. My voice acting sucks. I mean, I want to give the correct emotion and tone, so me smiling all the time does not exactly do that. But this game is so fun, and it's based around my boys, so of course I'm going to be smiling at it, and I love the game. I probably barely gotten into it, and I absolutely love it. Moon suddenly gets back up and walks over to the massive doors behind the desk. Where are you going? Locking this place up? Whoever attacked you is still in the building. I can't leave you here alone to go deal with it myself and bring you with me. And bringing you with me is too risky. I watch as Moon moves various objects in front of the door, from desk chairs to smaller play structure. Hers basically anything decently heavy enough to barricade the door. Can't you just lock it? Already did, but I'm not taking any chances. Eventually, I'm able to stand up again and then go over to the charging dock by the desk to recharge my flashlight. Eclipse? I'm guessing you'll rather get out of here sooner than later, right? Not in a rush to leave by myself, really. I live alone, so... Oh. Still, you can't stay here forever. Well, whenever you want to keep going with the generators, just say the word. Right. I remove my flashlight from the charging dock, and sure enough, it works. I turn it on and point it back at the structures. Shall we? Moon nods, and we waste no time finding the next generator. Thankfully, it works just fine now. With that over with, we go back to the desk to turn the lights back on. Speaking of, I wonder how Sun's taking all of this. Moon did say they can both see and hear everything happening, even if they're not the one piloting the robot body. That sounds like Kokon. Not saying this is anything like DID, but how they describe how Sun and Moon works in this game does indeed sound a lot like co-conscious, because when you're in co-conscious, you cannot control a body, but you can see and hear everything that's going on. At least with us, you can hear it. I don't know about other systems. I catch a glimpse of the time as I'm turning the lights back on. 2 a.m. The daycare is slowly lit up, and as usual, the music comes back on. Anyway, even with the cheerful music, the moon remains heavy as ever. However, I'm given no time to think as I'm spun back around by a very worried Sun frantically checking me for any injuries. Oh my gosh, are you okay, Eclipse? You poor thing, you must have been so scared. I'm so sorry we weren't there sooner. If only we knew. If only we've... Don't worry, I'm okay. Sun, don't worry about it. I'm okay. Sun looks guilty. He continues to check my arms and torsos to see if I'm hurt, but at least he isn't pulling me around like a rag doll. I have to worry. Keeping everyone safe here is my job. I can't protect it. If I can't protect one person, then... Sun is visibly distraught. His rays are practically drooping. Oh no, the baby, don't be sad. Seems that didn't happen much. Hug him. It's a bit of a reach considering how tall he is compared to me, even when I'm kneeling. Oh, even when kneeling, meaning he's knelt, not me. What? I can read, guys, I swear. But I managed to wrap my arms around Sun's torso, hoping that'll calm him down. Sun doesn't say anything, but instead hugs me back, his internal fans getting much louder. He has one arm around my torso, and one hand softly holding the back of my head. It's a gentle hug. It feels safe. We say nothing for a few minutes. I was trying to calm him down, but honestly, this hug is a huge comfort for me too. No wonder they're trusted with kids. Even as an adult, I feel an odd sense of security around them. Considering what just happened, it feels nice too. Question. Huh. What was Moon alerted to anyway? Oh, a little boy snuck in to see Freddy again. He seems irritated. Oh, I said that happily though. But at the same time, it's Sun. I feel, he seems irritated when he says that. Again? Yep, this isn't the first time the little rule breaker snuck in here. Something tells me that security isn't as strict as you would think. Though, if a kid managed to sneak in in more than once. But if he just wants to see Freddy, then I don't really see a problem with it. It's not like the kid's hurting anyone, and I doubt Freddy's gonna let him get into trouble. He seems almost playfully bitter. What did the kid even do? Maybe I should ask later, though I have to keep going with the generators. I don't get very far, though, before I'm suddenly picked up by Sun. What the? Where are we going? Sun manages to carry me with one arm, using the other one to move various objects in front of the massive door. Making sure no one's getting in here. Can't you put me down, though? No. After all that, there's no way I can let you leave on your own now. What if the person finds you here and we aren't around? Sun, we're in the same room. If that person somehow got in, I'm pretty sure you'll notice. Looking at Sun's face, I noticed the long cable lower from the ceiling and hook onto Sun's back. God, again? You heard Moon. We're not taking any chances. We're suddenly jerked upward and I'm lifted into the air along with Sun. Albeit much faster and more reckless than Moon. Sun, do you ever do this very often? Probably not. Hey, at least let me call Vanessa first. I don't think she even knows about that freak, since the staff bots didn't react after all. Oh gosh, you're right! Okay, but we're making it quick. Sure thing. Sun suddenly charges. I can read. Sun suddenly changes directions in the air as we start heading back towards the desk. However, I think Sun tried dropping from this height way too early, as we basically start free falling towards a ball pit. Oh shit! Ah! Grab onto Sun. I am just barely able to grab onto Sun before gravity takes me. We're both tangled in the cable though. Once again, we're stunned into silence. Just when I thought things were calming down, I feel my heart going a mile a minute from adrenaline, and Sun's eternal fans are on full blast. I keep clinging onto Sun for dear life, as we're slowly lowered into the ball pit. Hunching my chest with one hand over my racing heart, I'm able to get out of the tangled mess pretty easily. Sun is clearly having a harder time though, just thrashing in the tangled cable. Sun, chill out. Let me get you out of that. No thanks. I'm fine. I can get out myself. I sigh, standing in silence for about a minute as Sun fails to get himself out. Sun finally stops, his faceplate drooping in defeat. Do you want my help now? Fine! Alright then. Hold still for a sec. Getting him out of the cable isn't hard. Once I'm done, I unhook the cable from his back and let it retreat back to the ceiling. I give Sun a minute before I decide to speak again. You want to get out of the ball pit now? Yeah. I can't tell if he's upset or embarrassed at what just happened as we exit the ball pit and make the walk back to the desk. That's kind of why I don't use the cable, funnily enough. I usually just leave it to Moon. Oh, really? Actually, I kind of get it now. Not to dismiss you or anything, but Moon seems to know what he was doing, I think. Yeah, he has a lot more time to practice because of patrols, plus being active whenever the kids are sleeping. So he doesn't go free-falling and end up tangled in a cable? Well, no. But I can do it just as well. Not doubting that, you just need more time. You want to try it again then? I can keep a timer for you. Hey, I'm not doubting that at all. You just need more time to practice. You tried your best, so I can't really be mad. Sun smiles sheepishly, his rays spinning a bit. Well, I'm happy you think so. How he manages to be this endearing is beyond me. He really is as sunny as his name. I can't hold back a smile as I go to pick up my phone from the desk. Glancing back at Sun, I pull up Vanessa's contact on my phone, holding it out for Sun to take. You want to call Vanessa for me? I can work on the next generator in the meantime. Yes, please! Sun wastes no time grabbing the phone and calling Vanessa. I leave it to him as I go to sort out the next mess of cables. Yay! Ah, here we go. One. This way, and it's this one. Yay! Two. This one. Haha. 3 is this one, and so that one's 4. Standing up straight, I stretch my arms over my head as I glance back at Sun on the phone. He has the device held in front of him, probably on speaker mode. He seems concerned. Not that I was really paying attention to what he was doing just now. There's no need for that. I'm sure you'll see what I mean if you look at the cameras. Maybe not right now, but whenever you have time. He's waving his other hand in front of him nervously as his rays have a shrink a little bit. What did Vanessa say to him? Sun glances over at me for a moment before Vanessa starts talking again, and he sets his attention back on the phone. If something really did happen, the staff bots would have let me know. But what if they didn't? That shouldn't be possible. I'll leave it if it was just one bot, but there's no way that many of them would just stop working out of nowhere. Well, what if they didn't think the person was dangerous? Sun, that's not possible. They're supposed to go off if they see he's someone that shouldn't be here. Look, I want to completely rule out what you're saying, but what you're telling me just doesn't add up. I'll ask Eclipse about it later. I have to go check on the kid again. Before Sun could respond, Vanessa hangs up. His arms drop into feet as I make my way over to him, and he hands back the phone. She didn't believe you? I don't think so. But you told her that I got attacked. That should be enough proof for her. Yeah, but he says there's no way someone could have gotten in without getting spotted by staff bots. Ugh. The staff bots are completely unresponsive though. We're completely unresponsive though. Not that Vanessa would believe that, it seems. But she thought maybe I was hallucinating a rabbit he used to have here. When I told her the person was dressed like a rabbit. What? Yep, I kept telling her that it was real since you were there, and there used to be a rabbit here. Yeah. I don't know much about him other than his name was Bonnie, and he was one of the Glamrocks. Huh. Yeah, the others didn't really like to talk about it, so... I guess that's something else we can ask Vanessa about later. Maybe. Remembering what I'm supposed to be doing, I put my phone back in my pocket and go to the computer to shut the lights off for the third time. Halfway there, glancing at the little digital clock in the corner of the screen, I keep a mental note of the time. 3 a.m. I sigh, not wasting any more time in turning the lights off, watching as the room dims around me, and my only source of light are the screens and the little charging station on the wall. Yawning, I step back from the computer. I know I have to hurry up and get this done, but now that my adrenaline is starting to wear off, I don't know if I can. I sigh and glance back at Moon, who's giving me a knowing look. Feeling tired again, Eclipse? Yeah. Probably a mix of the adrenaline and sugar starting to wear off, I think. Maybe I was hallucinating the rabbit after all. I smile slightly at my joke. Moon, however, seems less than amused, giving me a deadpan stare. I clear my throat, reading the room and taking my flashlight back out. I take my flashlight... You just said that! I take my flashlight back out, making my way a few steps past the desk. However, when I look back at Moon, I notice the cable owing behind him. He points a finger at me as he starts hovering off the ground. Stay here, I'll be back. With that, he leaves, the cable allowing him to maneuver over the barriers of the daycare and disappear. Shrugging and lowering my flashlight, I stay put. Not like I was going anywhere anyway. I eventually decide to sit on the floor with my legs crossed and my chin resting in my palm. Since I have nothing better to do, I look around at my surroundings. Several towers of stacked foam cans, the sparkling floor, and the large cutouts of the Glamrock animatronics that decorate the place. For a place that's full of kids during the day, it's weirdly organized. Probably because of Sun. He did say that he never left this place. And I can't imagine keeping it looking that nice is a big reason why. I can't help but feel kind of bad though. Sun and Moon's entire lives are in this daycare. I know they have each other, but I can't really imagine spending all my time in such a small area. My train of thought is cut off when a pair of red glowing eyes peer at me just beyond the barrier. I sigh, pushing myself back up. There you are, Moon. Are we gonna... Loud ringing hits my ears and I dropping my flashlight. What? Covering one of my ears with one hand, and I try to pick it. Covering my ears with one hand, I try to pick it back up. And a familiar red haze overlays my vision. With it now back in my hands, I pointed in the direction of the red eyes. However, they disappear as quickly as they came, and the noise in my ears fades into nothing but the subtle ambience within the daycare. My arms drop to my sides. I hear the familiar sound of gears and robotics. When I look up, Moon is already re-entering the daycare. I'm not even sure if what I saw was real, or my mind playing tricks on me to distress. Either way, I taking deep breaths as I calm down my rapidly beating heart as Moon approaches me, the cable unhooking from his back and retreating back up. I wanted to do a quick check around the daycare, just to keep an eye on things. I also brought you this. He gives me an open can of Fizzy Faz, and Although reluctant, I take it. So, nothing out of the ordinary? So far, no. That's good. He stares at me for a moment as I take a long sip of the soda. Somehow, it tastes even sweeter than normal. Did something happen while I was away? Your heart's racing. Yes! Well, Moon's expression softens as he waits for me to answer. I was over here waiting for you to come back, and over there, I point to where I saw them, just past the barrier. I saw these red eyes. I thought it was you at first, but then I started hearing this loud noise. Moon's eyes widened slightly. It was the same thing I heard when the rabbit lady attacked me, so Moon looks to where I was pointing and takes a few steps towards it. Did it look like she was trying to get in? I don't know. She was just there. And right before you showed up, she just, well, vanished. I can hear Moon's internal fans getting louder. Hopefully that means she can't get in here. Yeah, that would be nice. The fact that she knows you're here isn't good, though. You don't say. I take another long drink of the soda, using my other hand to point my flashlight towards the structures. Shall we now? Moon tilts his head at me. Shouldn't you give it a minute? Why? I don't think trying to work with this level of stress is a good thing. I'll be fine. I've managed the past 12 hours on like 10 minutes of sleep. I'll live. Moon gives me a bewildered look, sighing in annoyance. Okay, we can check this one generator, then you're taking a break. Sure. Am I lying? Yeah. Moon nods his head at the structures, motioning for me to follow him as he leads me to the next generator. I set the soda can on the ground by the structures before I follow Moon in. You shouldn't set it on the ground, you should set it on the desk. He hops down next to the generator, looking over at me. Go on. I nod, putting my flashlight down so I can test the generator. The machine's LED turns green as the mechanics come roaring to life. Good, no problems. I did notice that my hand holding the switch is shaking a bit, though more than usual. Something wrong? What? You're just staring at it. Oh. I switched the generator back off and pick up my flashlight before making my way back out the structure. After picking up the soda can I left on the ground, I wait a minute for Moon to follow, lightly tapping my foot on the ground. Moon stands back up, I'll bet it's still slouching and gives me a concerned look. Are you sure you're alright? Yeah. Why? Moon points to my hand holding the flashlight. I didn't realize it, but I'm gripping the thing way tighter than I thought. I loosen my hand on it as I start walking back to the desk. See? See why I told you to take a break? I roll my eyes. Yeah. Anyway, Moon stays silent, leaning back against the desk as I put down the soda and turn the lights on. I mark my progress and turn my flashlight off, watching as Sun sits on the desk, lightly kicking his legs back and forth. So, break time? I sigh. I can't. I have to finish this. Hey, you said you'd take a break after this one. Sorry, but I can't keep dragging this out. Come on, Eclipse, please? I make my way to the cables on the floor, being extra careful as I go to sit down since my hands are still shaking. A lot. I gotta do the— oh, six this time. Wow. This one? Eclipse, no. What the— Sun suddenly grabs my wrist and practically drags me away from the wall. Hey! No, I was doing something! Let me go back to my minigame! You're shaking. It's not safe to do that now. Technically, he's not wrong. Hell, I'm practically vibrating. You sure that was a soda and not an energy drink that Moon gave me? I know Sun's sun rays are shrinking a bit, and he's avoiding eye contact. Sun! Sun, what did you do? Okay, maybe I put some sun drops in the drink. I thought it would help. He says it so fast that his words start blending together, but I but I can still understand him. Seriously? I'm sorry. Sun lets go of my wrist, staring at the ground like a kicked puppy. Oh, no, no! No, not that baby! He's looking at the ground like a kicked puppy. Ah! Uh-huh. I try to go back to the cables, only for Sun to drag me over to the desk again. Sun, really? I know, I messed up, but messing with cables and machines with shaky hands isn't safe. Fine. It's not a big deal. I'll be fine. No, you might get electrocuted. It's not that dangerous. Sun doesn't say anything for a moment before suddenly picking me up. What? One sec. I noticed the cable line. Good lord, not again. Sun, no. I'll be careful this time. The cable lifts us off the ground much slower this time. Okay, he isn't messing around this time. Since he's not rushing this time, the ride isn't nearly as reckless. We're only in the air for a few moments before Sun steps into the small balcony that leads into his room. Okay, why are we here? Just a precaution, that's all. Sure. Taking a good look at the room behind us, it feels odd. Lonely compared to the daycare. There's a small staircase leading into the space, which is only faintly illuminated by the fluorescent lights behind us. There's some fairy lights strung to the wall, but several of the bulbs are broken or dim. The floor is wooden and looks like it hasn't been swept in ages, and there's various random objects strewn around the floor. Plushies, stools, foam shapes, and other things. In the corner next to a small chair is a broken staff bot, its body mangled and its head ripped off. I hear Sun give a nervous chuckle while clearly noticing me staring at his, well, less than colorful living space. Welcome to my room. Why is it so messy, or why is it so dreary? Why is it so dreary? Huh. For someone so happy, this place feels sad. I don't mean that as an insult or anything, just the vibes I'm getting. No, I get that. Normally we don't get visitors, and we're so busy that we never really considered it. Huh. Well, Sun goes and plops down onto a single beanbag chair in the corner of the room. Whatever you want to do up here, feel free. Okay. I look around a bit, seeing if anything in particular catches my eye. One corner is covered in various drawings, most likely from the kids Sun and Moon look after on a daily basis. There's also a few messy rag dolls and other little things made to look like them, placed neatly on the small table. In another corner, or what appears to be a hole in the wall leads to another room. My eyes land on Sun again. The damaged staff bot rests in his lap as he tries to reattach its head. He doesn't even seem to notice me watching at all. Gorgeous artwork. I love the artwork in this game. It's so pretty. Hold on, I need a drink. It's so pretty, and it's so well done. Everything looks absolutely amazing with the game. I love it. Seeing how careful he's being with it makes me wonder how that bot got up here in the first place. But maybe I should leave that question for later. Investigate the small room. The hole in the wall is just big enough for me to crawl through. Dust greets me here on the other side. Lots of dust. Dreading the oncoming sneeze being fit, I take a quick look around the room. Some hammerrock drawings occupy the wall, boxes cover the floor, and clothing racks join the drawings. There's also a random wooden board. Is this a spare storage room or something? What catches my attention the most, though, is a whole arcade machine in the far left corner. It's really dusty and looks like it hasn't been touched in decades. Above the screen reads the title of the game, Balloon World. Despite the game clearly being abandoned for a while, the screen still flashes between a leaderboard and a screen reading Insert Coin in a pixeled font. I don't have my wallet on me right now, otherwise I would give the game a try. Maybe I can return before I leave if I have the time. For now, there's not much else to see here. However, As I make my way back through the hole, I notice that the lights in Sun and Moon's room are out. Actually, scratch that. They're just gone. Lights burned out. I jump slightly, turning to see Moon right next to me, holding the coiled up lights as he sits in the beanbag chair. Oh. I can't say I'm surprised. Don't tell anyone I said this, but the people in charge of this place aren't known to splurge. Nah, I'm not arguing with you. Well, I give them some credit, though. If it weren't for them being stingy, I might not even be here right now. What? Remember that bug we mentioned? I nod. Moon leans back in the chair a bit, facing the ceiling. If you want, I can tell you some things. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. It'd definitely explain some things. Like how Moon got the red eyes and why the generators are in the play structures. I nod before dragging a small cushion in a bit close to where Moon is and sit down. Where do I start? Well, is that why they closed the daycare? How do you deal with it? Is that why they closed the daycare? Is that bug the reason they closed the daycare? I know the place was shut down for a while. I didn't know why at the time, as that was a few months before I started working here. Moon nods. It was a safety precaution. They needed time to fix whatever was wrong with me, so for a while, nobody but the staff was allowed in here. So the bug mainly affected you? Technically. However, I would be lying if I said Sun wasn't affected at all. Well, the staff was using the generators to do it with me. Sun was left on his own for a while. I won't go into details, but I can't imagine what that felt like for him. Sun would go weeks without seeing anyone, while still having me to deal with. He sighs, arms spreading out onto the floor as he stares at the ceiling. I should have fought against that bug harder than I did. Well, that certainly clears some things up, but it still doesn't answer everything. I still have no idea what exactly the bug did to Moon, but from what I can tell, it sounds pretty bad. That and how the bug came about in the first place is still a mystery to me. Maybe now isn't the time to ask. You weren't in control? Well, you weren't in control of yourself, right? No, I wasn't, but then stop being so hard on yourself. I'd say you're more than making up for it now, and I think Sun agrees with me. Yeah, he does. Exactly. That's so cute! A small smile creeps on the Moon's face as he sits up. If only the rest of the staff were just as nice. How are you feeling, though? What? Is all the extra sugar starting to wear off? I completely forgot about that, even though that's why I were up here in the first place. I stopped shaking, which is definitely a good sign. Yeah, I think so. Alright then. Moon gets up and walks over to the balcony as the cable lowers to his level. Ready to continue? Yeah, 1 sec. Checking my phone for the time and any new notifications, I push myself off of the floor. One hand on the curtain-covered wall for support. However, I feel something stick to my palm and I pull my hand away. Peeling it off with the other hand, I realize it's a piece of paper that's likely been taped to the wall. What catches my eye, though, is one word written in bold black letters. Missing. I don't get a good look at the small poster before Moon's voice snaps me out of it. Eclipse. Yeah. I quickly cover the poster with her curtain before speed walking to Moon. Lights from the daycare shining onto the balcony cause Moon to transform back to Sun, who waves at me. Ready? Ready as I'll ever be. Wasting no time, Sun picks me up and brings me back to the desk. My mind wanders back to the poster. The only other detail I got from it was that the victim is 7 years old. Just a kid. So, what do you think? Huh? Of what Moon told you about that bug? Oh. I think it must have been really hard for you both, since Moon wasn't in control of himself and you were basically isolated in here for what, weeks? Sun sighs as we walk to the desk, unhooking the cable from his back. I didn't really like thinking. I don't like thinking about... I can read, people. I know I can. I don't really like thinking about it, but yeah. It does make me appreciate how things are now, though. It also makes me appreciate having Mooney around, too. Not having him around for that long was not fun. I shrug. Hey, I'd say you two who at least learned something from it. Not that it completely cancels it out, but you know. Sun nods, smiling brightly as usual. I sigh, glancing at the remaining cables. I take my phone out of my pocket and check the time quickly. 5 a.m. Well, I'm officially pulling an all-nighter. Nothing I'm unfamiliar with. Time to actually do this. Boop. 2. Boop. 3. 4. 5 and 6. I stay seated on the floor for a minute, stretching my arms above my head as I lay down on the cold, hard tile. Sleeping in that chair definitely didn't do my back any favors. I close my eyes for a minute to block out the fluorescent lights pouring into my eyes. Not that it really helps. Hints of orange and yellow manage to break through. I stay like that for a minute until something blocks out my eye. Blocks out the light. Opening them, I see Sun standing over me, hands on his knees. Are you okay, Eclipse? I toss an arm over my eyes. Yeah, all good. Need a hand? I hear his footsteps as he moves around me, as a good enough spin and to peek out from under my arm as any. Oh, a good enough sign to peek out from under my arm as any. I can read. Sun's giving me his outstretched hand. Breathing out a laugh, I set my arm beside me and I use my other to grab his hand. He smiles brightly as he pulls me up, pulling his other hand on my shoulder for balance. Thanks. No problem. Sun gives me a pat on the shoulder before we're starting to walk back to the desk. I'm about to follow him, but I stop when I notice something. A few handprints on his back, along with bits of what I'm assuming is paint and marker ink. Sun? Yes? Is that paint on your back? Oh. Sun laughs bashfully, waving his hand. That's nothing. You know, how kids are. Well, yeah, I figured. Does the maintenance staff help you with that at least? All he does is fidget with his hands, eyes turn towards the computer. Well, that answers it. Eyebrows frowned, I follow Sun back to the desk. The staff really can't be bothered, huh? Huh? I lean over the desk, resting both arms on it as I look at him. I don't know, the way you've talked about the staff here, do they really care that little about you and Moon? Sun shrugs, trying to keep the mood up. Well, we're not for everyone. Some don't mind us, others do, but we try. Uh-huh. So, you sure it's fine? Sun nods, the bells on his wrist emitting a soft chime as he gives me a double thumbs up. Well, you'd think whoever's at parts of the service would be more on top of things. Well, I'm sure they're busy. There's no need to bother them. Every part of Sun's body is giving off a different signal. His hands wave everything off, his rays shrink back, and his smile is forcing its way onto his face. Something's wrong. No. I blink. Sun clearly knows I'm not convinced. Just, they're busy enough as is. Wouldn't it want them worrying about us? Is that about that bug? Sun stares at the floor, one hand fidgeting with the ribbons around his wrist. He nods. Well, you want to talk about it? If not, it's... No, Mooney already let you in on it. It's only fair that I tell you some things too, right? If you insist. Well, the daycare was closed. We weren't really seeing anyone. And of course, the staff didn't stick around long when they had to come in here. They mainly stopped by to install the generators and make sure they were working to keep Moon away. And I heard some of them talking once. One of them asking it if they really needed to keep both of us around after. Oh, so that's why he doesn't like parts and service. He's still worried that they're gonna get rid of Moon. Everything's fine now. I know that. I still can't help but worry though. I don't know if I can handle being completely alone here. Moon did mention Sun being isolated for a while. But if the staff did all that just to keep Moon at bay, huh. Try to lift the moon. Try to lift the moon. Try to lift the mood. Well, you don't like the idea of being separated like that. Sun nods. But hey, imagine if instead Moon just had his own body. What? You know, you both get your own bodies, and you don't do things where you switch when the lights are turned off and on, you know? I shrugged. I missed it! I clicked too soon! Ah! If that happened, I could hear the gears turning. Literally. Oh my gosh! I could finally hug him! I jumped slightly, not expecting Sun to shout like that. Well, someone has his priorities set, but yeah, there's food for thought. We can't eat though. Really? Yes? Why would we? I heard stories about one of the Glamrocks eating trash. I thought maybe... What? Nothing. To be fair, that would explain why their mouths don't open either. Maybe I should try steering this conversation back on track. So, how do you feel about how things are now? I fidget with the scroll button on the computer mouse. Glancing at the time, we're already almost halfway through the hour. Didn't think my shift would include this much talking. At least this makes the job more interesting than sorting cables in silence. I can definitely say I like how things are. Feels nice knowing everything is mostly back to normal. That's good, at least. Sunshine grabs my shoulders and forces me to face the computer. Keep going then. I don't want to keep you from your responsibilities for too long. Fair enough. I look back at the time and sigh. Hi, as Sun has at the desk again. For fuck's sake, I would have inhaled a whole bottle of melatonin pills if I knew I'd be up this late. Sun seems to take a double take, pointing at me like he wants to say something before backing off. What? Language! I raise an eyebrow, cracking a slight smile at his antics. Sun, I'm an adult, and there's no one around. I know, it's just force a habit. I snicker at that, even when he's not working. He has a filter. Gotta make sure. Sun, say the cuss word. Right now. He looks at me, like I just told him to kill a man. What? Say the fuck word. No, I can't. Yeah, you can. There's no one around but me. I lightly elbow him in the torso. I won't tell. No. Say hell at least. What? You're gonna say H-E double hockey sticks? No. Say it. Sun lightly pushes me towards the computer. Oh, come on. Sun, come on. How about we talk about this later? Good? Good. Please, let's drop this topic and until you forget it, asking me such a question and we never speak of it again. I finally decide to drop the joke, prying one of his hands off my shoulder. Alright, you can chill out now. I didn't expect you to do it anyway. What? Then why did you ask me to do it? Was that in the first place? I shrugged. Though, thought it would be funny. Sun silently puts both hands on either side of my head before gently making me turn to face the computer before letting go. I roll my eyes, only cracking a smile at his antics. Alright, see you in a bit. The usual, lights go out, Moon's out, sitting cross-legged on the desk. So, about that filter. Yes, I can say fuck, what about it? I blinked, not expecting that. Or at least not expecting him to do that so soon. Nothing? I step away from the desk, feeling a headache coming on when I start walking towards the play structures. Thankfully, it feels like a normal headache. A normal, I only slept for 10 minutes headache, and not the weird rabbit lady is about to kill me headache. Never did I think I'd be happy for my headache to be from lack of sleep, as if this night couldn't get any weirder. Moon hops off the desk and catches up with me. Honestly, I think I deserve workers' comp for this, because I'm definitely not being paid enough to barely survive nearly being murdered by a woman in a rabbit onesie. Don't joke like that. Right. Moving on. That aside, you'd be lucky if they even believed you. Moon makes a gesture asking me to follow him, and I tag along as he guides me to the 4th generator. Not that it's your fault, they're just not what you'd call urgent. Again, don't tell anyone I said that. I'm not trying to get scrapped anytime soon. Yeah, good plan. I can faintly see the red light of the generator behind the frame of the center structure. Just one more after this and I'm home free. One more, and I'll get to leave. I'll leave not knowing when or if I'll see these two again. Might as well get any questions out of the way now. Hey, random question. Where did the bug come from? What did the bug... I kind of want to ask what the bug made him do, but I also want to know what the bug came from. What did it make him do? I feel like that's more important. The staff put these generators to deal with you, right? Moon says nothing for a bit. Doesn't even look at me as we make our way to the structure. Yes. Really hoping this doesn't upset him. What happened exactly? Like, what did you even do? Silence. Moon stops. I also stop. Remaining just a few feet away. I wait for him to say something. Anything. Moon? Nothing. He keeps his back turned to me. It's better if I didn't say. What? Moon, it couldn't have been that bad. And if it was, I couldn't find a response for that. But if it really is as bad as he says, no, there's no way. I mean, you did say you had no control when... Drop it, Eclipse. I'd rather not think about it. Not now. Can I at least ask why? I don't like talking about it. I keep quiet as Moon continues guiding me. My mind wanders back to the poster I saw in his room. I'm hoping that I'm overthinking this and the poster being there is just an unfortunate coincidence. However, my thoughts are cut off when Moon suddenly turns and hits right next to the generator. Your turn, Eclipse. Ow. So I keep shifting how I'm sitting because I get uncomfortable and I just have my toe kind of stab my foot. Okay. I nod, shuffling over and flipping the switch, listening to whatever motors and mechanisms are inside power on as the LED light flicks to green. 4 down, 1 to go. I turn off the generator as Moon makes a head start back out. I scramble to follow him. Moon stands up straight, letting out what sounds like a sigh as he stretches his arms above his head. For a moment, I'm reminded how tall he and Sun actually are, and just as he goes right back into his usual slouching stance. Moon notices me looking and tilts his head slightly. What? Compliment. Christ, you're tall. Moon looks at me confused, like if I just asked if this guy's orange. That's it? Well, yeah, didn't really think about it until now, but my god, you're built like a whole giraffe. Moon snickers at my comment, leaning back against the structure behind us. Should I take that as a compliment? Ooh, no, I have to choose? Come on. Nope, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna out myself here. I had to out myself. I love the boys, I do. Moon crosses his arms, looking down at me while he waits for my response. Eclipse. Ow. Oh no. Jesus Christ, why is he looking at me like that? Oh god, what did I choose? What did I choose? This is very awkward for me. Yeah. I give him an awkward thumbs up as if I didn't just forget how the English language works. Moon shakes his head as he starts walking back to the desk. Cute. Jesus Christ. Am I really flirting with the robot right now? Maybe it's time I do some serious introspection. Or I pretend that that's entirely normal in hopes that it happens again. My god, Eclipse, no, focus! I quickly snap myself out of whatever I was just experiencing. Of course, I follow him back, stopping at the computer. Last one, Eclipse. I know. Last one. It feels kind of weird knowing it's almost over. Earlier I felt like I was making no progress, and now I'm about ready to leave for the night. Glancing at the clock, it reads 5 a.m. Dialogue error, no timeline specified. What? Hold on, what's happening? Thank you all for coming and chilling with the pack, and I will see you all next time. Bye.